Some of y'all trying to roll a blunt in 60 seconds over there. Hold on, bro. Hold on. All right. Okay, guys. Okay. Hopefully you guys resonated well with that first portion right there. Talking about the Venus and seventh house lord through the houses. Very important, guys. Those key fundamentals working with Venus and the seventh house lord. And we're not done with Venus and the seventh house lord as we continue to bring other concepts in. All right, family. Now, all right. Some of you guys know my good sister, Sacred Owl. All right. For all of my church members in the building. All right. We're going to pull up her chart and look at some influences going on, making examples of this Venus in the seventh house lord. So I'm going to just do a little mini read as an example. Okay. Shout out to Sacred Owl in the building. Y'all know that's AKA the regulator. She be in, y'all not going to come up in the church, not give collection plates. You don't got your program. Come on, get organized. Sister Owl going to get you right. All right, family. So we just spoke about Venus and the seventh house lord. So this is to give a visual, all right, to help you guys understand how to detect it, how to see these things. I know a lot of you guys, you might be using CoStar. I believe what Astro Cafe also doesn't really show pi versions of charts. I know some of you guys, this whole imagery right here still looks very foreign, really unfamiliar, right? So to make this as simple as possible, family. All right, being able to understand how to detect these influences, how to see them for yourself. Okay, so we know three most important components in the chart, right? The houses. We got the 12 houses. You can see, the chart looks like a piece of pie, right? So we could see the labels of the numbers on the crust. One house number one over here, second house, third house. These arrows are indicating the starts of each house. All right. Now, when we get to the seventh house, all right, let's start with Sister Sacred Owl's seventh house. Now, all right. So when we look at Sacred Owl's seventh house, she's a Cap rising just like me. All right. So we both got that good old seventh house starting in Cancer. All right. We know whatever your first house starts in, her first house starts in 23 degrees Capricorn. So we know her seventh house is going to start at the exact opposite degree, 23 degrees Cancer. What planet rules Cancer? The moon. So for all my newcomers in here that don't understand how to find the ruler, we just found it. It's that simple. The ruler is the planet that rules the sign that starts the house. All right. Once again, the seventh house, her seventh house right here, this thick black arrow, and then we see 7. It starts right there in Cancer. Cancer is ruled by the moon. Once again, and the moon doesn't have to be in this house. We were speaking about the power you have when you have the ruler in the house, right? But we want to find where the ruler is at for the seventh house. And this is part of where the relationship potential that we just spoke about is going to be at. Okay. Where's the moon at? All right. Sister Sacred Hour got that moon in the fourth house. Moon in the fourth house placement. I mean, the sister is a master manifester. All right. It's a very strong, powerful placement when we talk about that moon in its home position in the fourth house. These people with great power come great responsibility. All right. So the more they learn to channel their emotional intention, the more they know how to just shake up and transform the external realm and understand what they're attracting on an everyday basis. But when you don't have emotional intention with these type of placements with the moon, all right, you get overwhelmed by all the things that you attract because you may not understand why you're attracting them. All right. It's coming down to what's going on internally. Once you get right with what's going on internally, then you get more of a grasp on what you're bringing, the people, places, and things you're bringing into your life. Now, so Sister Sacred Hour got the seventh house lord in the fourth house. So what did we just go over about the seventh house lord in the fourth house? We know there's going to be influences of things dealing with family matters, what's private to her, right? So it could be a chance Sacred Hour, some of the situations she dealt with in her relationships, it might even been hard for her to connect a little bit because the fourth house is private. So when she met somebody that had a lot of potential with, it took her time to even deal with connecting and opening up a bit because the fourth house is already dealing with that sense of deep connection, intimate connection. So you're naturally going to vet trying to pace here in general, right? Because it feels so vulnerable at times trying to bring your emotional activity out into the world to display it and connect it and relate it to somebody. All right. This could be extension through family, as we may already know. especially with Sacred Owl's moon being 0 degrees on this Taurus Gemini cusp. Taurus has a lot of influences, once again, dealing with that second house energy, which is family tradition, family values in some type of shape or form. So even if Sacred Owl met somebody in a different space, there's a huge chance her most significant relationships in her life, she knew somebody in the family was going to have to vet. It was her older brother, whoever raised her, her parents. They was going to have to see, get some confirmation from them at some point. Okay. Another thing dealing with this alignment, 7th house lower in the 4th house, Sacred Owl's relationship affairs may be extra private. Don't nobody know who Sacred Owl dating. Don't nobody know who Sacred Owl married to. All right. She don't want y'all knowing neither. Okay. She's keeping that thing private and behind the scenes. All right. So don't even try to get nosy or none of that. Be like, Sacred Owl, how you manifest yours? Don't leave. Let her do what she's doing. Okay. So that's a lot of influences that's naturally going to come with that energy. But because it's also the moon, and the moon is dealing with emotional intention, the way Sacred Owl sets intention about how she deals with her private space.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Ashe.
Yeah. I
Ashe.
say, yeah, very private. I like to keep it. No. Yeah. I'm over here like wondering if you're looking at me. That's why I'm not on camera. I don't want nobody to see.
You ain't got to be on camera, Sacred. We feel your energy. We feel your energy as soon as you walk in the church. We all be tightening up like, let me get my Bible. Let me put my program out.
Hi, y'all.
Okay, so you just got your confirmation right there. Sacred ain't playing around with y'all. Y'all don't know nothing about her relationship activity. Okay. Her family, so even though this house connected to family members, they probably get a little surprised when she brings somebody to Thanksgiving. When she bring, all right, this is my day, y'all like, oh, damn. She's been dating this man for 2-3 years. So they're going to take
Amen. You hitting it. It's tight, but it's right. You own it.
Blood of the Lord. Blood of the hood. All right. So that's what's going on. That's what's going on with that one in general. And also, let's dive a little bit more into, once again, the cusp that it's on. So it's in Taurus. What's Taurus dealing with? Our self-esteem, our values, and Taurus got to take its time. But she got it on the cusp, 0 degrees too. So a 0 degrees cusp is half and half. It's half and half. Sacred Owl wake up in the morning, be a Taurus moon from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. The rest of the day, she in her Gemini bag. There's half and half.
You don't know what you're gonna get. You better watch it how you come. Yes. Ashe.
Ashe.
Under the blood. I rear back in under the blood.
All right. So with the Venus energy, with the Taurus energy dealing with its value system, see, y'all got me getting this. That's when I know I'm starting to get the word. When I start getting that little pastor sweat. Now I got to get my handkerchief out. All right. Might have to take my robe off, my pastor robe off. Okay. So when we get into Taurus dealing with values, right? But then Gemini dealing with communication, Mercury, ideologies. There's going to have to be, Sacred Owl's going to have to feel comfortable, keyword moon. She's going to have, this is really a double influence on her feeling comfortable dealing with connection, because it's not only the moon ruling her 7th house, it's in the 4th house. So she's very sensitive in general. She picks up way too much energy from the external realm in general. That's probably why she likes being in her private space and popping out into certain environments that she feel comfortable. She's able to vet before she connects to them. All right. Shout out to some of my moon in the 4th house, my Cancer moons, Cancer placements in general. Y'all know about that right there. Okay. So when it comes into connecting with people in the 7th house, she's already going to have to feel the need to make sure she can relate, communicate about true, deep values in some type of shape or form. Now, she's not going to just, ask the person like, hey, are you into this? Are you into that? This, and that, third. No, it's private. It's subliminal. It's the 4th house. So she's going to be more behind the scenes with it, reading through the lines, seeing how this person expresses themselves, seeing what they communicate. That's the Gemini. That's the observational. This is the Mercury part now. This is the Mercury part of her moon.
Keep on.
I'm reading you, sister. I'm reading you.
I didn't pick up my dog and I'm hugging my dog. You get a little close. I done start hugging my dog.
All right. So she's going to allow you to just communicate different things, to be like, okay, we can relate on some private values. We can relate. I can bring some things I'm private about and communicate and relate to them and confide in this person. Okay. So that's 7th house Lord in the 4th house with this type of alignment all day. every day. Sacred Owl. You got that moon sextile and Saturn in that house too. Oh yeah, you're gonna have to do some work. You're gonna have to do some work connecting to her intimately. All right. Saturn is gonna place some boundaries there. So she know how to vet. She's gonna take her time vetting a brother before he's able to get in that fourth house space, or he's able to come to the Thanksgiving dinner. I promise you.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got that going on with the seventh house Lord, but where's Venus at? Now, this is the other aspect. Now, Sacred Owl got Venus in the 10th house. So there's an interesting dynamic here. Why, guys? Can anybody guess it? Can anybody guess why this is an interesting dynamic with Sacred Owl having the 7th house Lord in the 4th house and Venus in the 10th? I'm going to give y'all 2 seconds to see if y'all could get why this is interesting. There we go. Thank you. Oh, my church don't play. My church don't play. All right, there we go. They're opposites. They're opposites. So in one space, Sacred Owl is attracting situations that are close to home, connected to her private affairs. Another thing about this placement I didn't mention is, well, I mean, it goes with me saying private affairs, but if you're doing something don't nobody know you be doing, that is a private affair. When you got 7th house Lord or Venus in that 4th house, in that 8th house, if there's something you be doing, you be going to these spiritual retreats, niggas be thinking you going away for work or something. Your ass is going and praying in the mountains, walking on lava rocks and all you worshiping all type of deities. Don't nobody even know. But every once in a while, you go do your behind the scenes thing. All right. So whenever you just in places people don't even know, doing things, environments where people don't even know you be at, things that you're even into, that would be considered a private affair. All right. So Sacred Owl got that 7th house Lord in the 4th house. So it's attracting influences from that. But then she got Venus in the 10th. So now her love matters be manifesting with things where we could see her at. Remember, 10th house dealing with her social status and her reputation. Okay. So when it comes to anything, the situation Sacred Owl has dealt with trying to build and brand something in her life, simply navigating career, even when she was just manifesting things in her neighborhood, in her adult stages, growing into her adult stages of life, just manifesting a reputation and social status for whatever it may be. And the funny thing about it, she got the moon in the 4th house. She got Venus in Scorpio. So Sacred Owl's reputation most likely was dealing with being mysterious in some type of shape or form. People curious about what Sacred Owl really be into. Like, yeah, I go to school with her. Yeah, I work with her. But I don't know what she really be into outside of work for real. She don't be expressing or communicating that much where we could just grasp her true values, grasp her true mentality about things. All right. I mean, it's a private sister. Okay. So when you got Venus in the 10th house, now we got this opposite dynamic. So in general, in Sacred Owl's life, it could be a little friction when it comes into, finding balance in her life with how career and how she personally likes to be in her own private space plays a part in her relationships. She could meet somebody here. She could meet somebody with this alignment. She could want to connect. She could want to pour into the situation, but a part of her is still going to feel comfortable being in her private self by her damn self, being in her own sanctuary that she cultivated with moon in the 4th house, because best believe they're going to cultivate their own little personal sanctuary to brew in, to recharge in by themselves. All right. But then she got Venus in the 10th house. So a lot of her love and support comes in. Look, we know Sacred Owl for her presence at church, social media, on YouTube. When we come together, y'all, she's easily developed a presence there. We love and appreciate and support her for her presence in that space. So she naturally attracts love and that sense of camaraderie and relatability just whenever she's putting herself out there to be seen out in the world. All right. The 10th house also, I know I said the 11th house deals with technology and the internet, guys, but the 10th house also deals with, influences dealing with the internet to a degree, because where are we branding ourselves? Where are we developing platforms and brands and businesses especially in the age of Aquarius, right? On social media. So don't think that Venus in the 10th house, you slightly will gain a partner through that space too, because it's business related if you're using it for that space. Okay. Sacred Owl mess around is talking to somebody right now in church. The nigga probably in the chat right now. They met in my comments. They've been talking, but we ain't gonna know it's private. We ain't gonna know. Sacred Owl, you think you're slick, sister. All right. So that's what you got going on with that beat, the seventh house or in the fourth house, right? My relationship influences gotta manifest a situation where I'm not moving out of my comfort zone. This person just aligns with my comfort zone. They understand my comfort zone. I could tell. I don't have no problem telling them like, yo, tonight we've been kicking it a lot. This week I want to be in my crib. It's about to be a full moon. I gotta decompress. Like, all right, sister, sacred. I ain't going nowhere, sister. I ain't going nowhere, sister. You go do your decompressed thing. All right. That's how you know it's harmonious. But once again, that's getting into vetting the partner now. All right. Which I don't want to dive too much into that. But then she got Venus in that 10th house. So she has to be aware when she's coming into church, when she's doing her thing, when I'm shouting her out, the whole church shouting her out because she has such a strong presence, walking them aisles, making sure y'all got your programs out and making sure y'all not being cheap in the name of God and putting something in that collection plate. All right. When she's doing all of that and I'm shouting her out, I'm blasting her social status some more. I'm helping expanding it some more, or whatever she's doing out in the world, dealing with business matters, career. Yeah, work hubby might just pop up. Yeah, somebody's gonna be fond of her in that space in some type of shape or form. But it's so much private influences around her relationship. Seventh house, Lord in the fourth house, and her Venus in Scorpio. Both of these placements, just one of these placements, don't want you to know who they be dating. She got both of them. We ain't never gonna know. Sacred I've probably been married forever. So, like I said, probably found somebody in the comments at church. We is never gonna know until she feels like we gotta know in some type of shape or form. Family ain't gonna know. All right. And that's most likely probably helps things feel more healthy for her in some type of shape or form. Okay. So that is huge right there. That is huge. Sacred Hour, do you have any more testimony, sister, about that word? Some of that holy water on you.
Ghetto tongues.
Don't get me started with the ghetto tongue. I'm trying to get through the course, sister. Don't get me started with the ghetto tongues. You know you're gonna take me off course, sister. Why you bring
Thank
the
you
ghetto
so much.
tongues up?
It explains so much. Like I said, I'm very, very private. And I will tell y'all, I'm not dating anybody. I've been single for a very long time.
Mhm.
And as you can see, I'm a woman of a more mature age. And like I said, I do appreciate this church. I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are so beautiful. So just thank you for allowing me to serve you guys and just to say hello. So yeah, you're on point. I kind of want you to get off me. Amen. God
All right,
bless you.
Ashe. Ashe, say less, sister. We appreciate you more than you know. All right. All right. This church want to be nothing without you, sister. Okay, so that's what we got going on. That's what we got going on there. Sharice, let me pass this John back to you. Okay. Okay. All right. All right, guys. All right. Y'all ready to finish strong, family? Y'all ready to finish strong? Let's get into identifying mating season. Sacred Hour, you know you coming up again, but let's go through this. Let's get through this one.